So Ben, a game of a lot of goals. Obviously, coming in at half time we were 1-1. How do you think our first half performance was, especially on the attack?
The first half performance was fine. I thought we actually started quite well, which I think was necessary because they're a team that haven't played in just over 2 weeks. So I think it was important that we started fast and catch them cold. And we've done that and we got the goal in that spell. But unfortunately, what seems to be a bit of a consistent theme, once we go a goal up, we sometimes get a little bit deep and a bit unnecessary at times. And that allowed them to get a foothold. And to be fair, the problems they gave us, obviously going into the game, we sort of expected a 4-3-3 really, and they played a diamond in there. So we're trying to make solutions as the game's going on, and it's difficult. And they had that spare man in certain areas, and they got their goal. But at half time, it was about recomposing, trying to cut out their threats and see if we can deal with it. And then how can we be more productive as the game went on? And as you saw, the second half was a game of madness, but one we walk away with 3 points and a very happy day for Whitstable fans.
Yeah, and Tom, what you've been doing in training on Tuesdays, Thursdays, how was that, implemented in today's game?
Yeah, I mean, as you see, we like to keep the ball. We do a lot of focus on that. And in training, it always works really well. And you can see today, like Ben was saying there, the first 20 minutes we kept the ball really well, played along the back. So yeah, it's helping us going forward. Our midfielders as well, where they come and drop in and receive, get it on the turn. It's always good to see, and it gets us up the pitch. And yeah, ultimately today, when we have kept the ball, we've frustrated them a little bit. So yeah, that's got us through as well today.
Yeah, and obviously Ben, second half, very close. We get a goal, they got a goal. How can we avoid those sort of situations and kind of stay on top of the game a bit more?
Yeah, it's difficult. Sometimes it's a mentality thing, and it's difficult because sometimes when you score a goal and you're leading in the game, especially when there's a few minutes left, you can sometimes build that belief of, if we don't concede, we therefore win. Therefore, you sit that 5 yards deeper and become a little bit more shy. But I think what we have to try and learn to do is when we get that goal is that we reaffirm them good behaviours and we go for the other a bit more cutthroat. I feel as though we're a bit too forgiving sometimes when we score against teams. So that's a mentality thing. Also, it's fatigue decision making, which is very understandable. I mean, the amount of work we had to put in there because especially the midfielders. I mean, it was an overload in there, and they had to make up for that with their legs. So I can understand it. It's fatigue decision making. It's about whether or not, as a coaching staff, as a group, we can sort of make the correct substitutions to freshen it up. And I think we've done that. And Josh Oliver ends up getting the goal, ends up giving us the 3 points, and that's a credit to the management staff. That's viewing the game properly and finding the solutions. And we've got such a squad full of talent that they can win the game from the first minute all the way through to the 90th, and that's crucial if you want to be up there towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and obviously Tom, a lot of games Saturday, Tuesday at the moment. How can we keep our fitness up and make sure players, aren't getting a bit tired over these next coming days, especially the ones they're at home?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, naturally playing games, they get the fitness anyway. As Ben said there, we've got the quality so that we don't feel like we have to play. This player has to play 90 minutes every time. We've always got someone who can come in, keep things fresh, and that's so important for us. It's a squad, not just a starting 11. So that's the most important thing. And yeah, just keep things ticking over.
Yeah, and obviously Ben, tough game last Tuesday against Lydd Town. Going into playing Hollands and Blair at home, it'll be a tough game, I'm sure as well. How can we take advantage of being at home again?
Well, yeah, consistent theme, tough games week in, week out. That's the nature of this league now. I haven't been in non-league for very long, but this is the strongest I think this level's ever been. So every game is difficult and it has its challenges. And obviously we mentioned there about the workload on players. I think we had a physio come in very recently, and I think Thursday was almost treated as a bit of a recovery session. I think those will be really crucial in these sort of periods, especially over the December-January period, getting that recovery right and having the legs to perform. And like we just mentioned there, the squad's so sparse, that we can make changes and we can still have a lot of quality. So it's about getting the balance right, and then I'm sure the results will keep coming in for us. And it's been a very good spell, but things can change very quickly. We say it all the time. So it's been a decent little spell for us, but we have to continue. We're nowhere near where we want to be yet. There's still two or three more gears to go, I believe.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, gents.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.